Coverdale Jones.
The cat patrol, foes that want to make sure my cast is closed. Rap critics that say he's money cash holes. I'm from the hood, stupid. What type of facts are those?
Yeah, good evening, good evening. How are we tonight, Reykjavik? Are we okay? Nice. So, before we start, a little bit about me. I come from a family of animal lovers. Chill out. There's an end to the joke. Anyway, yeah, I come from a family of animal lovers, which unfortunately does not mean I grew up in a zoo, but in fact is a nice euphemism for a traumatic childhood. I'm quite geeky, generally speaking. I'm really into pro wrestling, which is kind of like saying I like soap operas, but the sentences are too complicated. Yeah. Before I left my country to come here, my friend sat me down and he said, "Hugh, you don't put any effort into anything." And I said, my dad sat me down, he said, "Hugh, you need to be more ambitious." I said, "I don't need to be more ambitious, Dad. I need to be more ambiguous." He said, "I don't know what you mean." Got a room full of people who get that joke. This is a good night. Yeah. But before I left my country, my dad said, "Always remember our family words." We have this family, like in Game of Thrones, the family motto. Always remember this. And it's a very good phrase. I find it very useful. On the bottom of whatever, my crest, sure. It says, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You start to feel fat and guilty towards the end." In my family, we drink a lot, but I'd like it known that I'm not an alcoholic. But I do find it very useful to always have an excuse not to drive someone to the airport. But yeah. When I first came to Iceland, I decided I was going to try and live life properly. So I started dating. I've never done that really before. I started dating, and it was interesting. I got Tinder, and I swiped, I matched with a girl. She said, "You are adorable." I said, "You should see me in real life, because I'm kind of like a hamster." And she said, "How do you mean?" And I said, "Well, I panic a lot, and there's a good chance I'll piss in your hand." But I was lucky enough to have an adult sleepover, let's call it that. A girl came over, and in the morning I said, "I'm going to have a shower, go to the kitchen, that one's my cupboard, take whatever you like, eat it for breakfast, it's fine." And I came out of the shower, she said, "Hugh, all that's in your cupboard is pasta and cereal." And I said, "Well, all that's in the fridge is pesto and milk." It's not finished. And she said, "So all you eat is dry food with wet food poured on it?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "So kind of, you're a rich lady's cat." Yeah. I've learned things though. Since I came to Iceland, I've learned a lot about different things. I've learned a lot of different stuff. There's another comedian who's American. He introduced me to baseball, something I never understood before. And then we saw there was this one player on the baseball field, and his name was Junior Lake. And I was like, that's a bit pretentious, because I feel like his parents could have called him Pond. Yeah, he loves it. Yeah. Oh, he's on the camera, all the live people are going, hey, it's funny for this guy. But yeah. I've completely lost where I am now they're watching that, but yeah. But no, I learned about religion. Actually, Thor Adler was on earlier. He told me some things about religion. There's loads of stuff I didn't know. For example, we've all heard of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? Yeah? Yeah, kind of, good, fine. That's all right, that's enough. But, like, I always knew that the Father was God, and the Son was Jesus. And I was like, what's the Holy Ghost? My friend said, oh, the Holy Ghost, it's the best part, trust me, okay? So the Holy Ghost he's up in space or heaven or whatever that's called, and he comes down, he's basically God, and he comes down and he makes Mary pregnant without her prior knowledge. Oh yeah, we should worship that guy. Yeah. I'm just saying, because for years, it helped me in a way, okay? It helped me face the internalized racism I have as a white English-speaking male, okay? Because for years and years and years, Hollywood told me that God was Morgan Freeman. Turns out, he's Bill Cosby. Somebody's very offended by that joke, but also laughing. And that's really all I'm going for. It's really all I want. But I've met some incredible people since I came to Iceland. I met my favorite astronaut. Okay, I did. Okay, shut up. And it was Buzz Lightyear. He's obviously my favorite astronaut. And I went to him and I gave him my resume and all my background, my educational background. I said, how far do you think I could get in the space industry? And he said, to infinity and beyond. And I was like, don't you need a maths degree or something to be an astronaut? Okay, no, it's fine. Now this silence is pregnant because you people don't know we can't get beyond infinity, okay? It's a mathematical fact. Just saying. All right, no, because honestly, I do this every show. Every show I come down to your level. I'm not doing it more than once. Keep the fuck up, okay? But it's a strange place here, Iceland. Like, comedy doesn't always pay my bills. And I've had to take other jobs. And my favorite one, right? I was a dog sitter for a while. And I looked after my friend's husky. And it was a beautiful beast. I loved it. And we played catch, fetch, whatever. We played fetch the whole time. And it became exhausted and it fell asleep. And in its sleep, I don't know what gender it is. That's why I'm saying it. Sorry. It fell asleep, and in its sleep it said, I invented the Game Boy in 1989. And I was like, wait, that's not true. So I was going to wake up the dog and say, why are you being so dishonest? Gunpei Yokoi invented the Game Boy in 1989. And then I remembered what my grandma always told me. You should always let sleeping dogs lie. Go on. No, I mean, that was really clever. Applaud me. Thank you. But no. I honestly, I love Iceland. I came here to just continue my stand-up comedy career. People said, what do you think is a good way of being successful? I said, well, I moved to a city where there were 5 comedians. Everyone assumed I was 6th best. Kind of worked out. But no, I've won awards as a comedian. I really have. Unfortunately for you guys, the biggest award I won was most punctual comedian. Yeah, sorry about that. But I think Iceland's it's a very beautiful place. But also there's a bit of a problem. People don't really like tourists in Iceland. Icelanders don't want to have so many tourists here. And I don't think they're going the right way about it, because what your average Icelander does is they have a wonderful Instagram account, because they usually don't have a full-time job. Someone gave me a thumbs up. And they maintain that, and they take beautiful pictures of the landscapes. They put a picture of Hekla, and it goes viral. And it's beautiful, it's beautiful. But I think if you want tourists to not come here, maybe don't do that. Maybe take a photo next time you go out for dinner of your receipt. Okay, yeah, I'll take that one too. Okay, so we've had 3 years of Goldengang Comedy. I've been here for about 2.5 years. I've decided to make Iceland my home. It's a wonderful place, and when I eventually die here, which I will, I've decided what it's going to say on my gravestone. It's going to say, "Here lies Hugh Jones. He thought it was more important to be successful than happy. He was neither."
You comedy